Bonjour, coucou mes amis. Hi guys, how are you? This is Alexis coming to you with information regarding all things TAPIF, which is the Teaching English Assistant Program in France, or TAPIF, or TAPIF, sorry, if you will, if you don't want to say it too much. I do want to apologize in advance. One, there's somebody doing construction at the house, like I live in the studio, so they're building closets. And then also I think school let out, so I'm sure we'll be hearing some lovely teenagers pretty soon. Always down for a fun time like that. Today's video is going to be pretty short. I just really wanted to talk about things that I wish I had packed. And there isn't too much. I don't regret too many things, but I did pack extremely light. So this suitcase right here and a backpack are all that I brought, which is like crazy to some people. But I, one, had been listening to a bunch of travel podcasts over the past year, and people were always talking about the importance of traveling light and how you really didn't need that much. And two, when I was reading people's comments on like, what did you regret? And a lot of times people were actually saying like, I regret how much I brought, I really shouldn't, I didn't need as much stuff and things like that. And then also I did have every intention to say like, I'm gonna pack light and then I will bring more home, because I kind of also assumed like, probably gonna like French stuff and French fashion and everything like that way more than I will things in the US. So I'd rather have to get more stuff here. But that being said, there is a couple things that I do regret. So to start off, one, I wish I had brought more like comfortable clothes and also just like normal streetwear like this, like a plain top, because at least at the schools, I'm in primary school, so people in primary school really seem to be more lax with their clothing choices, but in schools in general, like you don't have to be too crazy. I was coming from working in an office environment, so yes, while I could actually wear jeans and stuff like that, I still really always wore professional business casual tops and things like that. So I was working with a pretty hefty wardrobe of biz cash. Therefore, I think I overpacked a little bit too much. I don't have a crazy amount of like nice work tops, but I brought a couple too many. I think I could have swapped out. Maybe honestly, if I had to do it over again, I'd probably bring like one nice long sleeve shirt top and then one kind of like shell, like one nice kind of tank top that you can wear under sweaters and stuff like that. And then I would bring more casual clothes like solid t-shirts, solid long sleeve t-shirts and stuff like that. People at the schools do seem to wear a lot of like sweaters or long sleeve shirts and stuff, so I probably would err on the side of that, but it was hard too because when we first got here it was still really hot. So finding a nice mix of casual summer wear and casual winter wear is a good thing. And also just having more comfy clothes to wear around my apartment when I'm not doing anything. Like another big t-shirt would have been nice, and kind of comfy pants would have been ideal. So probably if I could have, I would have added probably like one more set of pajamas, because I really brought yoga pants. I knew I was going to buy a pair of comfy pants here, and I did, but like pajama pants, comfy pajama pants, but I probably would have brought like another larger t-shirt or something. That would have been ideal. Kind of really clothing wise, that's about it. I did have to buy a winter coat here, so I would have brought my leather jacket. That would have been a really awesome fall like spring coat to have, but again, for me it was really, I was trying to pack too light, but if I could do it again I would bring that. Oh, and my belt, I would have brought my belt. That would have been nice. I had just bought a belt and I was so packed to the brim though, because I was packing so much and so little, that maybe I would have changed things up just a teeny bit. Something else that I've read a lot about when people are like, when you studied abroad, when you did this, when you did that, what did you miss? And people said spices. So if there are certain spices that you use, especially like Mexican food or probably like Indian food and stuff like that, like if you really like masala, there's definitely things that you can find around here, but I'd recommend if you have a specific spice that you're really into, or bring it, especially if it's harder to find. I know I heard, and I haven't had it here yet, Mexican food apparently is pretty subpar, which makes sense considering the United States is right next to Mexico, is touching Mexico. So why would Europe be like, have really, really great Mexican food skills? So I would recommend, you know, probably bringing like kind of like taco seasonings or like cumin, or if you're not from New Jersey, cumin. But yeah, cumin, something like that. I wish I had brought adobe. What is it called? I don't know. I've been using it all my life. I need adobe. The like chicken spice, because that's like, I use that every time I make chicken. So that is something I probably would have brought if I was thinking of spices. And that was honestly something that totally slipped my mind when moving here. And I probably would have actually brought red pepper flakes as well, because that's something I love to have, and I haven't seen anything like it yet. They have spicy things, but it's also a little concerning. I don't want to pay and buy a giant thing of spice and not like it. I also would have brought so number 3, my external phone charger. I think that was something that I honestly probably thought about it, then couldn't find it and completely forgot, but it would have been nice to have an external phone charger, just to be able to use that when I'm at schools or while I was traveling on the train, because you never know when you're taking buses or trains if you're going to be by an outlet. Some buses are up to date and have them, some don't, so you never know, and it just kind of would have been a nice convenient thing to have. Number 4 would have been an Ethernet converter. So a majority of the people I know here have Wi-Fi. I don't, and that sucks a lot more than I thought it would. So I don't have Wi-Fi really, and I have to use an Ethernet cable, taking it old school, with my internet. I have a Mac, so therefore, you know, Macs, they're special things. I have to bring, I had to buy a converter, like a converter cable for the Ethernet, because there's no Ethernet port on there. So I would have, if I could have just bought one ahead of time, so I could have bought it from Amazon, made sure it worked, had it ready to go before I moved here. That would have been nice, especially if you can get a good deal on it. It wouldn't really hurt to have one, I think, at any time in the future. So something to look into if you're really prepping ahead of time. Another thing, and this is if you have a giant suitcase, and you're really into them, I would have brought a large towel. This is something more, I wouldn't have done it. I only would have done it if I had like a giant suitcase and plenty of room. But they like really tiny towels here, like after you take a shower, and like, it's not my vibe. I like big, large towels, so I kind of miss that. And so I went and bought a towel here, but they're like expensive. It was like $20-something, and that was kind of a shock. So I would bring a big towel if you're really, really into that. Or even kind of like those microfiber towels that are really great for traveling. Get a large one of those, because at least they're thin. They can pack up well. And at least it can serve a purpose and help out. Number 6, I put crayons. It was kind of hard to find, like, I haven't seen any like, Staples or cost cutters or cost cutters I don't think exist anymore, but they do in my mind, or like an Office Depot. Those places where you can go get crayons and markers and colored pencils and stuff like that. I don't know where people go back for school shopping here, but I haven't found it yet. So I did find recently Casino, which is a type of food store, has more options, but I probably would have brought like a couple more kid prepping activity things like crayons or colored pencils, so that I could make some, like, I make a lot of flashcards stuff, so I like color in shirts and color emoji faces of emotions and stuff like that. So that would have been nice if I had been able to just have that and not worry about finding it when I was here. Another thing is my vitamins. So I take Ritual vitamins, which I love. They're really great. They're specifically for women, so sorry dudes. But I really, really love them. I wish I had thought ahead and like ordered a bunch in advance, because they don't ship to Europe. So they really honestly do make me feel better. So if you have specific vitamins or anything like that that you're into, they definitely have a lot of like homeopathic options and stuff here. I haven't really looked at it yet. So I'm certainly going to, but I would recommend if you have specific pills, obviously if you have like prescriptions, bring those. speak with your doctors ahead of time, but like on the over-the-counter front, that was something like I brought plenty of NyQuil and DayQuil because those are things I heard about and would highly recommend bringing, as well as ibuprofen and stuff like that. But I would recommend, like, don't forget about the extra little things. Number 8, I put down as tea. It took me a little bit to find just simple English breakfast tea, and I am a tea person. You know, I just love my tea, and it was hard to find like normal tea. I think the teas they like here for the most part a bit more fruity and stuff. I'm honestly not sure, but I really like it. Good old English breakfast, Irish breakfast tea, or just plain green tea. Not green tea with mint, not green tea with pepper, just green tea. So some of those things would have been nice to have at least some of until I could find like the right place to get it. I did find Twinings recently, and they have certain kinds of Liptons, but you know, Carrefour is the place that's closest to me, and I definitely think they have less than some other places do. So I recommend bringing up all things that you know you're going to, even just comfort-wise, need in the beginning. 9, and this is my last one actually, is deodorant. So I would recommend bringing more deodorant because French deodorant, quite frankly, sucks. So, which is probably not shocking to some people, but it really does. So I would just say bring ample supplies of the deodorant you like. That's not a bad way to go, if you will. In all, really everything I am surviving absolutely fine without. These are more of kind of like shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and it would have been nice for a few of them, and some of them more are kind of like in a dream world. So not bad, but thank you for chiming in. If you like what I'm saying and it's helpful, please like and subscribe below, and comment if you want to hear anything else. All right, well, thanks guys. Bisous.